So we have a different smartphone unboxing video for you guys today, and in-house we have the HiBreak by Bigme. This is a unique smartphone, and shout out to Bigme for sending this out. We greatly appreciate it for this unboxing and review. This is an Eink smartphone. So it does run on Android. It's one of the older version. It is Android 11. However, the feature set you get from this at around a $250 price point is pretty unique. I think somebody that might want a secondary device or wanting something a little different to use, better strain on your eyes and all that, this might be something to look at. Let's go ahead and unbox it and take a look at what you can expect from the HiBreak. Let's go. So very simple packaging from Bigme. As you can see, it says just for you, and this does have 6 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of storage. This is a color version of their Eink display, so it does come in about 5.84 inches in total display size. And again, the side of the packaging says Inherit Classics, Breaking Through Limits on both sides. Nothing else really to it. Let's go ahead and slice this baby open and take a look at what you can expect from this device. All right, so as soon as you open it and slide the lid off, you're greeted by the Bigme display. As you can tell too, it does have a case installed. Let's shake this right off. And this is the device fully. Let's actually take it out of the case so you can see the case itself. Nice frosted, soft plastic. It does say Bigme on the back. The device is black, a little textured as well. And then you have your power button, volume buttons, and all of that. So you can see it is power off right now. We'll set this to the side and see what else is in the packet here. Looks like we're gonna get a little bit of reading materials, but not too much else aside from that. So you can actually take a look and see here, you do have a front-facing 5 megapixel camera with a 13 megapixel rear camera, and then some instructions on how to use the device. Aside from that, you do also get a SIM ejector tool in the box, and that's about it. There's no cable, nothing like that as well. But the star of the show obviously is going to be this smartphone right here. And what's cool about this is obviously going to be that color Eink display that we'll show you here. It does have a 720 by 1440 display resolution. In black and white, it's 275 dpi, and color, it's 91.9. There's 36 different levels of adjustable front lighting, and it does obviously run, like I say, Android 11, as well as has Bluetooth and wireless connectivity for 2.4 and 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi networks and 4G LTE. Bluetooth is obviously 5.0, so a few generations behind, and it does charge still with a Type-C connector, as well as a 3300 milliamp hour battery. It does feel somewhat hefty, but nothing more than what we're used to at this point, so no real concern there. What I'm going to do is go ahead and get this all set up, and we will be right back. So since it's a little different of a setup, I do want to show you when you are initially setting up the device, you have a gesture settings option as the first thing you see once you input your Wi-Fi settings. And you can see multitasking switching is a swipe up from the left side of the device, back is from the middle, and a full refresh is from the right side of the device. And then swiping from the side is to go back. And it does tell you a tip, the gesture settings will take effect when entering the home screen. So pretty cool. This is a little different, and it is optional if you don't want to turn that on or off, but I do think that that is a pretty neat looking setup. So we were able to finish our setup, and as you can see right off the bat, we were currently running version 5.3.2, and there is a new version, so it's basically for us a day one update, that is now going to roll out to put this at 5.4.6. You can see it does have some new updates here, including the E-Ink Center for adding anti-aliasing function, 5% reduction, and some other stuff. Support custom fonts now, add a dictionary app, solve problems with some other applications such as WhatsApp and WeChat, added pull-down menus to hide or slide. So plenty of known fixes that they are clearly still working on these devices, which is great to see after your initial investment. So what we'll do, I'm not going to actually go ahead and do this update right now. I want to show you exactly how the interface looks. And first thing you can see here, even though it is E-Ink, you do have elements of color here. It's pretty cool. You can click on obviously anything like you normally would, picture files, and you can see exactly color images here. They are not obviously as thoroughly saturated as you've seen in the past out of the box. You can tweak this a little bit, but I do think this is very, very cool nonetheless. And you can see how the swiping gestures work. And other than that, it is Android just sitting on top of this OS. So, or I should say on top of this UI really. So I'm gonna go ahead, finish the update, and then we'll do a little walkthrough of the device. So the update finished installing, and I want to give you guys a couple of quick callouts before we deep dive into the device itself. First things first, this is much more of a minimalistic device, kind of like you're almost time traveling backwards as far as what you're getting and what you're really going to use a device like this for. Now, obviously, when you compare it to an iPhone or a modern day smartphone, it is a total night and day experience over that. So what I mean by it is, yes, this does have an octa-core processor. It does have those 6 gigs of RAM like we talked about. It does have dual cameras, technically, one on the back and one on the front. But you're not going to be making, at least I don't foresee myself making, video chats here, watching YouTube videos too much. You are going to be able to utilize this in a much different nature as far as minimalism goes. If you're looking to cut back screen time, this is probably going to be something you're going to want to look at. So keep in mind, these probably work parallel with each other rather than taking its place over your traditional smartphone. But if you did want to use it as a traditional smartphone, you have GPS, you obviously have LTE connectivity, you can do so, but you are going to be hindered by no NFC and things like that, in addition to the slower processor and the older Android OS. Now, having said all that, if you're looking to do some, reading with your Kindle and all that, you can obviously use the Kindle app, read a couple more books in this regard, and it'll work perfectly well. If you want to manage your day and all that, using the calendar apps, creating shortcuts for reminders on tasks and things of that nature, you can. But also, once again, you do still have full access to the Google Play Store, sign in, and can download any apps that will work on the device just as easily. So it's very neat in that regard, and it is very customizable. So one thing obviously unique with Eink displays is since they are so much more power efficient, battery life should be a lot better on something like this than what you would have on a traditional iPhone or modern day smartphone that is easily lighting up all the pixels when needed on OLED displays or any other display technology, simply because they're more power hungry displays. One very cool thing is this little floating icon on the side here, and I hope you guys can see that. This gives you shortcut options that you can customize. They called this the navigation ball, so you can easily go home, go back, jump through some other apps as well. Whatever you need, it is all available here. I did turn up the brightness a little bit for you guys to see on here, and this should give you a little better idea of how the quality looks on this kind of E-Ink display. I think it definitely looks very good considering what you're getting. But if you've never dabbled in E-Ink displays before, this might be a good segue into one. We recently tried and got this remarkable E-Ink tablet for taking notes and doing things for videos and all that. So once this opportunity came up to take a look at this Bigme, we were super excited, like I said, and you can still do everything you typically would. Say, for instance, you want to go to a browser. You can see Google is what we went to last time. Marvel Daredevil Born Again trailer, and here you go, and you can see it does load pretty quick even though we just went through a big system update. It is very cool to see, but again, if you wanted to go to videos and actually watch the trailer, this is probably something that you're not going to want to do on a device like this, even though it does have one single bottom firing speaker. You're just not getting that video quality that you're used to on this. So this is what the Daredevil trailer looks like, and I'm going to turn it down so we don't get any sort of copyrighted strike on this, but it's just not going to give you that visual appealing nature a modern generation smartphone would do. So all that aside though, you can still do it if you need in a pinch, but again, for the most part, that's not what you're going to be using one of these devices for. One thing that you probably will want to use something like this for would be for the camera. And again, it is just so limited in nature just because of how the 13 megapixels work on this small aperture. It's not going to give you a great looking image, but let's go ahead and take one and show you what it looks like nonetheless. And yeah, for a color e-ink display, that looks perfectly serviceable. But again, just keep in mind, you're not getting that crisp quality you would be getting from another modern day smartphone. I keep calling this out for you because even though the price point's great, just keep in mind this will probably be used a whole lot differently than what you use an iPhone or other Android devices for with a typical regular display, not e-ink. But if you're looking to be more minimalistic and you want to take advantage of, obviously being able to simply make calls, check maybe app alerts here and there, check Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it now, and be more unglued, I guess you can say, this could be a very good opportunity for you to look at. So you can see everything works pretty timely. It has a slight delay, but nothing horrible at all. You have all your typical Android notification toggles by pulling down on the top right of the device. You have your e-ink center, so you can actually adjust it how you want the look to be, either with default, magazine, comic, video, or custom. There's an anti-shake, anti-clean, anti-aliasing like we talked about before that you can actually tweak if you want to go to video. Now this gives you a little better display for watching video. You just have to remember to come in here and adjust these settings as needed and when it's needed. So if you wanted to leave it on video, it looked like it cranked up the brightness a little bit. We can actually now go back into the browser and go to YouTube and play another video really quick. Let's go to Daredevil. Born Again trailer. And I'll turn this volume back down again. So I think it did make it a little punchier, but again, you're still getting a little bit of a different look to what you're watching. Again, most people that are going to be buying these devices aren't going to be looking to watch videos on it, but I wanted to show you exactly what that did look like. One other huge benefit of an e-ink display is simply the fact that yes, you can always have an always on display, but this is so much more power efficient, it's crazy. But beyond that, since it is e-ink, these displays are matte. So you can see the light glistening over that is much more dispersed than what you get from, again, an iPhone where it kind of blacks it out and you can't see anything behind the screen. So going to be a personal preference, but I think I really do like how minimalistic this is. I'm very curious to actually put it through its paces, see truly how battery life is on here, and go from there. We'll be doing a whole review. Let us know in the comments down below what you want to see specific to the Bigme, and we'll cover it. But for now, big shout out to Bigme for sending this out. Greatly appreciate it. We'll throw that link up down below if you're curious about picking one up for yourself. Otherwise, let us know what you want to see in those comments. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.